Yeah, hi. So till now we have seen some of the theoretical concepts with respect to the RDMS and also the how does RDMS going to be very helpful in terms of the retrieving the data. So let's also more details in terms of the theoretical concepts with respect to whatever we learn. Something called as a data definition language and data manipulation language and transistor control language and such and data control language. So let's also more detailedly discuss about these different concepts we had. So the data definition language, it's going to be tell us, we can also represent by using the DDL. It's going to be used in terms of the database structure or the schema wise. So the DDL is going to be used the specified additional properties of the data and also the storaging of the structure access method used by the database systems and also the set of the statements we had. So I will tell you DDL in terms of we're going to be get data definition language. We're going to be retrieve any kind of the data. You want to be matched with the schema or the structure of the database. So these kind of the some of the statements, this kind of the defining of the statement while doing your table to create. At the time, it's going to be very helpful to hidden kind of the information with the users or maybe the probably the end clients, and also the data value is going to be stored in the database in a much for fashion or consistent of the some constraints. So what are the different constraints we are going to be encounter in the DDL concept related task? So these are some of the different constraints we are going to be handled out. For example, like integer type. So you have some of the integer with respect to the in int or maybe the float or maybe the double or maybe the long kind of the thing, and also the character types. So if you are working with some categorical values, at the time you eventually get the English language or may not be English language. So some of the cases you have to be unload with associated with each and every attribute. Eventually, what will happen? You have to be represented by using the each and value with a different range and also the subsetting of the range and also classifying between the categorical values and the integers. And also the date time futures, if you have any in the database, then you have to be typecast with respect to the date time only, so that it eventually works out with the date time futures in the tabular data sets. And declaring with any attribute, I would say particular depends on the domain knowledge we require to construct the values according to the take that values. Then referral integrity. So we have seen some of the detail related concepts and referral integrity concepts with respect to whatever we learn in the normalization. It depends on appears on the one-to-one marry relationships, you can say. So, for example, you can take the department listed of the each course must be one actually exist. So each department consists of the each course. So for that, you probably learn it consists of some of the one-to-many relationship. A department consists of many courses, right? So at the time you're going to be drawn for the one-to-many relationship, you have the one-to-one relationship, many-to-one relationship, many-to-many relationships. So we will also go through that so that we will get some idea how does that going to be very helpful, and how to draw the relationship between the two different tables. How does that going to be very helpful in terms of the Power BI concept also. So for that, we're going to be see some other the different constraints we are going to be together in the DDL concept. We'll also go through the practical hands-on session in this class so that we'll get some idea what are the different concluded with respect to that DDL. So authorization. So the authorization, whenever we may have the some of the differentiate with the among users, you can say I split it with the some 10K users to handle my SQL. So at that time, what will happen? You will get some you can say confused. Whoever are going to be accessed or unauthorized with respect to the other private keys or the public keys with respect to the SQL. So who are going to be avoid such things, or who is going to be encounter, who is going to be identified at the time you're going to be get that unauthorization keys. So at that time, the authorization term may be differentiate. I can say it's going to be mostly common thing for the read access or you can say insert access or authorization, update authorization. If suppose my company is going to be give some application to me, what will happen? I will quickly explain you the example. So any company, I can say XYZ company is there. So xyz company is give me this application to me, or this is some application with regarding the mysql related. So they have given me this application to do any kind of the support, you can say any kind of the support kind of the thing. For that I need only the read access. For that I need only the read access for that, because I'm not a developer. I'm not a developer at the time to understand the data and try to do any kind of the changes. So we have a database which consists of the large number of tables, large number of the tables. So what I will do, I will take the read access only for this to access this database and retrieve some of the information. That's it. So I don't want to modify anything. I don't want to make changes anything of with regarding the database what we had. So what I will do eventually, some of the cases, the database may be stuck somewhere, or schema mismatch, schema mismatch.